Spring 2025. That's when we can all expect to get our grubby little hands on the cyberpunk slice of life sim, Nivalis. So yeah, that's kind of the big news. The game was supposed to come out this year, now it's not. But we did get quite a beautiful new trailer to go along with this announcement, and that's what I'll focus on here. Tons of slow panning shots of the city, very atmospheric and moody, and some new areas that we haven't really seen before. I like that this trailer really just takes its time showing us Nivalis. It is the name of the game after all, and this place is alive. Each area has a distinct feel to it, and the time of day and weather conditions affect it slightly too. This is no doubt going to be a pretty slow-paced game like Cloudpunk was, and this new trailer kinda just lets us all exist in the world for a few minutes. Ava, our AI companion, narrates for us. She doesn't say much that we didn't already know, but she has gone ahead and analyzed a bunch of other restaurants and businesses to confirm that our own is performing above average. How sweet of her. Speaking of business, we'll be running various bars, clubs, noodle stands, you name it, with the goal of rising up through society and making it big. We'll have control over pretty much everything: table placement, menu items, staffing, and hours, although we can jump in and serve customers ourselves if need be. A little bit of a side note, Ionland started posting monthly game updates to Steam, and the most recent one gives us a taste of some of the food that can be found throughout the city. I love the attention to detail here, although I am scratching my head trying to figure out what a few of these dishes are supposed to be. Then there's fishing, which we've already seen a fair bit, but this new trailer gives us a brief look at a menu that pops up whenever we catch something. This is a pike, a fish which goes for 2.04 limbs, as I believe they're called. There's also some other helpful info like the size of the fish, where it can be caught, and in what weather conditions. A detail that I actually just noticed: the time of day is displayed on our right glove, in addition to the bottom left of the screen. This has actually been there since the very first trailer, I just never noticed. But it does maybe suggest that we can turn off the HUD and rely more on diegetic means of getting that same information. Pulling up our calendar or planner to see what day it is, and checking our wallet for cash. This wouldn't be a life sim without other people to interact with, and there are a few new characters that have been named. Zaffer, who seems to be a fan of graffiti, and is using a few words that I can only guess the meaning of. Apparently, the new Lapin did a burner right across the Canyon Central L. I'm gonna assume the Lapin is some sort of gang leader or local hero / menace to society, depending on who you ask, who painted the side of a train. Then there's Dotson, who I believe is the first true robot we've encountered. I know that this world has androids, robots that look like people, but our little friend here's got something else going on entirely. I think I'd like to be friends with Dotson. The last thing I want to touch on are all of these trains. These will be our main source of transportation, along with taxi cabs. Once we board, there will be a cutscene transition as we move to the next area, which gives us the chance to appreciate the city from yet another angle. The map here shows us how each district is connected by multiple train lines or cabs, and I love the pixel art design they went with. There's so much detail packed in here, and it still looks and feels like Nivalis, with all the neon lights and signs, and the hustle and bustle of different vehicles flying around. It has been confirmed that there are 19 areas to explore, with fast travel being unlocked further into the game. Down in the left, there are also a few icons of interest. It looks like restaurants, quests, and maybe shops. One of these areas is called Spaceport. It pops up right at the end of this section, and it sure got me curious. I don't know about you. The place that's got me most intrigued, however, is Sunset Hour. All the way up on top of this jumble of buildings and walkways. Seems like this could be one of the bars or clubs we can manage, and these ramps really don't have any railings, so be careful, especially when it's raining and slippery out. And a close second location is the Spire, all the way up in the clouds. I wonder what awaits us up there. That was our latest look at the city of Nivalis. I hope you enjoyed the tour, and I'll see you all when there's another update.